On you.
Daddy, Grandma, I would like to introduce you to Mr. Knox. Mr. Knox is my grandma and my dad has Jaidon. Not that. Ray and Kristen.
Right. Nice to meet you again. Chris, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So, Jaidon, let's show them how we greet each other every morning. All right. Let me get it right here. Good morning.
I like that. I would like to start this conference with discussing some of my strengths. I think I do really well at math and writing because I am really good at math and writing because I improved a lot from last year.
You want to put it up in your face? You got this.
A goal I have for myself around the theme of character is showing integrity when the teacher leaves the room. I show integrity a lot. I have been showing a lot of integrity.
Stop right there. So, this is your goal, right? So your goal is to show integrity, right? That's not really your goal. Your goal is when the teacher's not present to show integrity. That's your actual goal. So whenever I'm not present or Miss Palmer's not present, so that means like when you go to academies or I'm not here, Miss Mann, maybe Miss Bailey is in the room, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing when they're present. So that's this, but the question is, what's this? What is this right here?
How I've been showing integrity.
So what are you supposed to do in here? What's that R word you're supposed to do in here? And when do you do it? Read. Reflect. So you reflect every when?
Week.
Every week. What day?
Friday.
On Friday. So let's see what you've done. So here he's reflecting on integrity and around listening where he's supposed to listen at and doing those things in academy. So he's supposed to reflect. And his job in here is to tell how he's doing. It's not my job to go through and check it. I do. But he's telling us how he's doing with integrity in his goal. So that's what he's been doing. Dating the wrong place to talk about that too. So this is what he's written so far. I'm gonna say as we progress and he really starts to understand what he's supposed to do, this is gonna get better each week. The goal for this is for him to say, here's my goal, here's what I've done towards that goal, and here's what I can do to even get better. So that's what we want to see each week and how he's progressing. All right?
Yep. Here are my goals in data around start testing.
Show. You keep talking as you move, as you're doing it.
We could complete our start testing in October. My goal around start testing are increased by 2 years from 4.1 to a 6.1 in math, and increased by 2 years from a 3.3 to a 5.3 in reading.
Awesome. So he's talking about his grade level equivalency. So right now it's grade level equivalency in readings is 3.3. But that means you are performing currently at a third grade level, third month of school. So that would mean he's a little bit behind. Our goal as a class is to go 2 years up. So if he actually reaches the 2-year goal that I've set for this class, he'll be where he needs to be by the end of the year. If he meets the goal that typical teachers give, and that's a year, he still goes into next school year behind. So he has some work to do. We have some work to do to get him where he needs to be. Okay? and that's in reading. Same thing in math. In math, it says that he's at a 4.1. A 4.1 is 0.2 years, 2 months behind where you're supposed to be right now. You should be at a 4.3. 4.3, 4 years, 4th grade, 3rd month of school. When you test it, that's how that is looked at, all right? So my goal, again, 2 years, not a year. So 2 years growth, and we can get there if Jaidon continues doing what he's supposed to be doing in the classroom, and his focus is on what it needs to be. But then with your guys' support, when he's at home, he's reading. He comes in with a supported practice done every week. So he's reading and it's signed, so that I have that proof. Because what I do, the homework I look at and make sure, and I can look at the supported practice. Okay, here I need to work on this a little bit more, and I can take that reading piece. I take that and I save it, because that is my evidence to say at home they're not doing their part. So as long as you guys doing your part and I'm doing my part, we're gonna see some growth. You got scared. So a little bit of growth. That's what we need every day. Everybody's supporting each other in this process.
I just had a question, as far as reading. I know like Walmart, Target, they have those like reading comprehension, they like workbooks, you read it, you do what you cover. Would that be something, or you would just prefer just him reading like 20, 30 minutes?
I want him reading out loud for 30 minutes, something at his level that he can read.
Okay.
And if he's struggling with it, to be able to support him with reading it.
Okay.
All right, that is, the reading out loud, that piece is so important. First off, it builds confidence, it increases fluency. And that's what we want from him, to be able to continue to read fluently. If you listen to him read right now, he's reading this, and we want it to be just fluent. All right, and that's what we want him to be.
Okay, sounds good.
Now I would like to take a look at some of the work I have been doing in literacy and math. I am proud of this literacy work.
What literacy? What are you talking about? What are you proud of? What is this?
Well, this is my portfolio.
This whole thing is a portfolio, but what is this right here? What is this right here?
It's our 6-word memoir.
A 6-word memoir. So what is your 6-word memoir saying? What is it talking about? What does it mean? Read it.
Cake by Crayola. All life risk.
What does that mean? You wrote it. What does that mean?
So when I had to take a risk by trying all the risks.
So in your life, you got to take a risk in trying those 3 things. And then what else did you do, and why are you proud of this work?
And I'm also proud of this work because I had to go through a lot of drafts to get to the final piece. To be hanged up in the hallway, and it took me a lot of time.
How'd that make you feel?
Proud and happy.
Are those happy tears? Some of you crying right now? Yeah.
Come here, give me a hug. You're doing a great job, okay? I know sometimes I get nervous too when I have to speak out loud, so it's okay. You're doing a wonderful job, okay? Okay, keep it up. Okay.
So he is talking about the way that he did his work. I went in the hallway, and it took many drafts, many opportunities to get to that. That's why like Mr. Knight, he had again, like, until we got to the point where it was what we wanted it to be. And when I say we, it's like, I said, do you think this is good enough? And he was like, yeah. And that's when we put it out in the hallway finally. So that's where he's at, where he wanted to do and the work that he's done. So he was really proud of this work that he had to put out in the hallway. That's literacy. And then you're going to do too much. It's right here to there. And what was this piece, and why did you pick this piece?
I picked this piece because
Let me see it.
I picked this piece because I was proud because it took me only one try to do it.
Nice.
And this was, and I think for you, this was really, this part, is it this side or this side?
It was this one.
Yeah, and this was tough because they're doing this in a different way. He already has mastered how to break a number apart. He knows how to break it apart and expand that number. The part that was challenging is being able to use multiplication to prove that this number is broken apart this way. And that's where it got tough. So when we get to this right here, see this is you mastering understanding it. But this is really showing me that you know your stuff. So this is the exit ticket. When we finish the work, he's able to exemplify what it's supposed to look like and showing me exactly what I needed to say, hey, he's got this. He's proficient at that and he's got this concept. But now how do we apply that concept? That's the next part. And that's the next lesson we add on to it. So that's a good piece to pick because this is showing proficiency. All right. So continue. In this part here, you didn't even write this, but it doesn't matter because you can tell me. Read that and then add on to what needs to be there.
Something I would like to continue to work on is reading, because I think I need to learn how to read more fluent and more, forgot the word, more perfect.
Perfection doesn't exist. Mr. Knox, I'm a proficient reader and I still make mistakes when I read. And it's human. And if I told you 1,000 times that we are what? We're human, and what do humans do? And we do what for our mistakes? That's all we're doing, all right? We're imperfect humans and we're learning from our mistakes. What we want to try to do is minimize the mistakes and make sure we don't make the same mistake over and over and over again. In the conversation we had about what happened in coach's room can't happen in this room. That was then, this is now. We can't continue to make the same mistakes, all right? So that concludes your portion of the conference. Do you guys have any questions for me?
So what we need to do at home is go get some books, and when it's time to read, you gotta be okay with reading for 30 minutes, okay?
Be okay with it. You should be excited about it.
Right? Well, yeah, excited about it.
Excited.
Okay.
It shouldn't be a question like, I'm
Okay.
about to read. Yeah, let me do this.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is for you guys. This is me. Thank you. Jaidon, that concludes your portion. Now it's my turn. I won't be long. I'm quick. So this is what we just talked about. So here is where he scored at in reading and math on the math assessment. This is what we did for STAR. That's what we talked about. Here's where he is. This is where he's projected to end the school year. And that putting them close to grade level here, above grade level here. If we do the things we would do at home and at school, Jaidon shouldn't have any problems getting where he needs to be. We have to be diligent and consistent with him reading at home every day for 30 minutes and doing our part here at school. If we work together and do this, Jaidon should have no problem being at grade level by the end of the year, if not exceeding, if he takes it serious and stop being so goofy at times he shouldn't be. He's silly, and he's not silly because he's being mean or malicious. He's just a silly, busybody person. And he gets called out for being busy all the time. But he talks back, but he's not talking back because he really wants to. It's like, it's the natural reaction, us city folks can be at times, but then he brings it back. So he's working on this hard. He takes the time sometimes, something like, I do not want to go to gym. I don't want to go to the recess area. I want to stay upstairs. Okay, whatever. I'm pretty free around that. I just want him to make good choices and make good decisions around his education. Stop. And I currently have you sitting with, I just had you by yourself for a minute. You and Judah, y'all were on the island. And now it's you, Judah, and the other people that I included into your group. You have to continue to work hard. All right? All right.
What math are you working on currently?
We are currently working on place value, understanding that it's from one place value to another is 10 times that.
Yep.
or divide it by 10 backwards.
Okay.
So understanding that
Okay.
in place value.
Okay.
That's what we're currently working on right now.
Okay.
And then in reading, what are we doing in reading? In language arts. What is our current study? What do we study?
Oh, poems.
Poems and poetry. Who is our character?
Jack and Love That Dog.
Look, Jack and Love the Dog. How is Jack feeling about poetry right now?
Kind of. He's proud of his poem, but he's not really liking it.
So he's proud of the work that he's doing. He's not really liking poetry because he doesn't understand the authors. And we are working on subject and predicates. We're focusing on pronouns, exact nouns. We're also looking at adjectives and being able to make our writing, when we get to our part of poetry, where we're starting to write about it, more colorful and understanding. So we can start to have that, what's that word we talk about, that mind movie, what's that word called? Starts with an I.
Imagery?
Imagery. So we want to create that imagery so that, and then we got to, so when we start writing ours, we have to create our verses in what that word again?
Imagery.
Imagery. So stanzas, imagery,
Verses.
all those things within our poetry when we start to write. So that's who we are. That's it. Anything else? Do you have any questions for me? You guys have any questions for me?
So the reading is based on, it's going to be the comprehension and the writing, or the ability to understand what he read.
ELA consists of everything.
Okay.
ELA consists of all of
Okay.
that, all those things. So being able to write,
Right.
being able to understand what you read, what you hear, and being able to write from that.
Okay, gotcha.
So yeah.
Okay.
So with one of the things and the skills that they're learning right now is being able to take a question, go within the text, find that answer, support your answer with details from the text. So supporting your answer with text and being able to say this came from here. So if we look at, for example, we're looking at Jackson, what happened within the story. Jack doesn't understand something, he's confused. Going into the text and finding evidence that shows that he's confused. It says, I don't understand this poem. So that came directly from the text.
Okay.
So being able to find text, put it in our writing too. So that's the next part is summarizing what we're reading.
Okay. So that's what I was going to ask. So when we having him read for 30 minutes,
Summarizing
are
in words.
Are we asking him now, what did you read? Kind of summarize. Okay, gotcha. Just wanted to make sure. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Summarizing like what is the gist of this?
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Sound good?
Anything from me?
I was just gonna ask the same thing. Like after you get done reading, should we have him like write it down, like summarize that 30 minutes?
That's something you guys can do.
Because it's something that he's reading, he's comprehending,
That's
and
gonna
he's
increase
working on
it.
his writing as well.
That's gonna help.
Okay.
Nothing is gonna help him doing something wrong. You know what I mean? So do something. If you're doing something, yes.
And when we're working on math, is there a specific subject in math that he should be working on more than others, or is it one that he got one down pat than the other one?
That's a deep question. And that's a good question. I can answer that real quick. Hold on. Let me grab a Kleenex. I can answer that for you.
Yep. Proud of you, express on.
Alright. You over here. Right. Let me see. Alright, Jaidon.
Because I've noticed, like, I'll print off like worksheets at home for him, like division, and I'll put it in front of him.
He's gonna eat that live. That's too easy for
And
him.
he'll just
He's gonna
do
eat
it.
that. Yeah, he's gonna eat that up. That's way too easy for him. So right now, Jaidon, count backwards from 112.
111, 110, 109, 108, 107, 106, 105, 104, 103, 102, 101, 99, 100, 99, 98, 97, 96, 95,
So in the work that we've done since we took this, I don't put dates down. We did this. He's already improved because what he did before was 112, 111, 10, 9, 8, 7, like, okay. So now the next level to that is count down from 2,212. 2,212.
2,211, 2,210, 2,209, 2,208, 2,200, and 2,206, 2,205, 2,204, 2,203, 2,202, 2,201, 2,200, 2,199.
And again, that proof that's how he should be counting. So things that you can work on with him at home is really that kind of stuff. Giving them a number, count down, count up, and by the end of the year, it should be in the millions. That's where at 4th grade is being able to be in the millions. Oh, that's Alice, so she's next. All right, so that's what we were just doing, that part, counting by 2s and 5s and 10s from numbers that are like not typical. So if I said start counting by 10s from 44.
46.
44, 54, 64, 74, that's counting by 10s from any number. So I said count by 10s from 101, 101, 111, 121. So being able to count by 10s from any numbers, that's something like it's fun, it's quick, you can do that. I do it in class sometimes, but like being able to count from any number at any time, like that's like automaticity. Multiplication, just automatic. It's been 2 times 8.
2 times 8.
He shouldn't say 2 times 8, he should say 16.
Yep.
So you should be able to, like, that stuff, practicing that, the faster you can do that, the quicker he's gonna be with math. All right,
So it's like flashcards, would that be easy?
you want to hear,
Okay.
you want to hear. Flashcards is whatever, but being able to hear it and then recite it, being able to do it back to you, because in the classroom he's been able to process and use numbers in different ways, being able to have that already in his bank, like 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, boom, 9, and being able to now it's division. You know what I'm saying? So just understanding numbers in that way in his head is going to help him with it when he gets to have to write it down. Yeah. It's just stuff like that.
Yeah. We used to have to write them. Memorize them and write them
Well,
when we grew up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Write a whole list.
Like,
a chart.
oh my God. Well, I still remember that chart. Like, I remember teaching kids 25 years ago doing it that way. I don't teach like that.
Yeah, okay.
You know, so it's a lot of brain work now, making sure that they're developing their brain and understanding what these numbers are and why they are that way. So
Okay.
just different ways of teaching.
Okay, nice. All right, well, I am impressed, grandson.
All right, I'm gonna stop my recording now. Thank you so much.
Okay.
You guys have anything else for me? Y'all all have my number. Just hit me up.
Okay, sounds good.